We have spy shots on. Why do I still have this in my ear? We have spy shots of the next Toyota Crown. This is the sport model. It's been seen on the streets. We're going to break these images down today. If you're wondering where the heck I am, here is my badge, and I have some cool key cards around here. There we go. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona for the Ioniq 6 Media Drive. We've had the Ioniq 5 cute little hatchback electric vehicle on the market for over a year now, I think, and the Ioniq 6 is the next step. This thing is the streamliner, over 340 miles of range potentially on the rear-wheel drive model. I can't wait to test it out. But tomorrow it is going to be raining when I am driving it, so stay tuned for my driving impressions. I might not be able to push this thing to the limits, which I typically don't anyways, but if it's raining, can put a damper on it. All right, so it looks like these images are from Japan, and these are coming from CoachSBS.net. They're renowned for having spy shots, and what we have are two different models, or potentially two different individual models. I mean, they're not the same car, I don't think, unless they changed it. So zooming into the first image, we now have a rear windshield wiper on the Crown Sport. Crown Sport's just one of four Crowns. We currently have the sedan in the market here in the United States, and we don't know what other Crowns we're going to get here stateside. I think I'll take a complete guess and say we'll get the Estate as well, because that would do well in this market to go against something like the Subaru Outback. This Crown Sport that we see here, I think less than a 50% chance. So I don't want to already get your guys' hopes destroyed. It could still come here, but I just think this model's more for other markets where maybe Lexus isn't so strong. And you got to keep in mind, we already have the Venza here stateside, and the Venza in other markets has a plug-in hybrid, aka Prime variant of it, and that's what we're looking at here more than likely is a plug-in hybrid version of this, over 300 horsepower, 40 miles of electric range, and we have dual exhaust here on the back. It was rumored originally that the Crown Sport could be a fully battery electric model. That's not going to be the case, at least not anytime soon. So if you see, we have a gas door here on the left-hand side. And if we go to the next image, we have an additional door on the right-hand side, which is probably there for the plug-in hybrid. If I remember right, that's where you plug in the RAV4 Prime on the rear right-hand side as well. Now, why are these models potentially different? Well, the camouflage is slightly different. So this is a wrap. This is not a paint color that we're going to see, unfortunately. I think it looks cool, but it's not this matte gunmetal is not going to be a paint color, I don't think. So we have the lettering on the first model here. That's CROWN, all right? You can see the individual lettering and more details here on the new hybrid badge, or should I say PHEV is what it'll say there. On the back here, they blocked it out much more. If it wasn't obvious already that this is essentially the Crown Sport. So heading on over to Best Car Web, the best source for our upcoming Japanese cars, they say that the Crown that appears after the crossover, which they call the sedan that we have here in the United States, they call it a crossover in their market. I know, it's confusing. Anyways, they say it's likely to be a sport. And this evidence of these spy shots kind of confirms that this is likely the next Crown model to hit the market. You'll have the standard 2.5-liter hybrid with about 240 horsepower, around 40 miles per gallon, potentially the 2.4 turbo, or the Hybrid Max as we call it here, around 340 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. And then you also have the plug-in hybrid that we just saw as well. Which of the remaining three Crowns would you want here in the market? Obviously, I want the sedan, as I missed the Lexus GS. We don't have a true rear-wheel drive luxury sedan from Toyota other than the LS. I'm actually getting an LS this week back home for review. So once I get back home, I'll be able to review the LS. Once again, it's an F Sport 500, but we do miss the GS and that Crown rear-wheel drive model. Man, it just looks so good. But the Estate makes the most sense for the United States, as the Subaru Outback just does so well here and doesn't have a whole lot of competition. The Crown Sport, I'm not getting my hopes up for it. I'd love to see all of them come here. Toyota's lineup here in the United States is already so full. And you also have the Lexus lineup, which I'd love to see more sedans in it. I just don't think it's going to happen. And that's kind of the problem with the Toyota Crown lineup, is that in the United States, it doesn't make a lot of sense because it is Lexus pricing. It's Lexus tier vehicles. And that's Toyota's own conundrum. But we're over at automotive news here, and we have some other Toyota news coming out. And it's not really news, it's just a continuation of the philosophy that Toyota has had with the previous CEO, Akio Toyoda, to Koji Sato, the new CEO. And he will still prioritize hydrogen. Don't think that hydrogen is going to be their number one solution. Hybrids and battery electric vehicles are still going to be their number one solution probably this decade. I still think hydrogen is going to be very important for the Japanese market and other global markets as well. But Koji has gone on to say here that he said it was important for all industrial sectors to pull their weight with the investment. And he said Toyota will not take a proactive lead in making investments. So it's going to be more of a collaborative approach from a bunch of different industries in Japan to make hydrogen a sustainable future, at least in that country. Here in the United States, it's going to be a lot harder to build out that infrastructure, obviously. And we also have our own power grid issues for battery electric vehicles here in the United States, but at least you can fill them up or recharge the batteries at multiple places now, if not your home. But I'll see you down below on which Crown variants you want, and I can't wait to share my driving impressions of the Ioniq 6, the Streamliner. Man, seeing Tesla Model 3s and Model Ys out there, it's kind of just like every other iPhone at this point. I love to see some competition here from Hyundai, giving us electric vehicles that look unique and give us excellent EV driving experiences as well as conveniences with their fast charging and long range as well as good powertrains. Anyways, I'm going to end there. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. If you made it this far, I'd appreciate a like button smash and have a great night. Peace.